all seem to be dressed up as pirates.
The first one is a curl, wrist curl, and you can just sit yourself over a bench or a chair or a table, and very slowly, with high repetitions on this exercise, curl the weight up. This is working this muscle in the forearm, below in there. And again, this is good for all sports, tennis, racquetball, any sport where you have to have grip strength and forearm strength. This can also be done the opposite direction if you rotate your hand around, and this works the top of the forearm. And again, the forearm needs to be worked in all the different directions through a full range of motion. And we have one more, is the mid-range position. And this works the muscles on this part of the forearm or the side of the forearm. You got great forearms, Pop. This would also have to be done with the left hand too. So we'll just have them switch their hands real quick, just to show you again that it's very important to train both arms equally or both legs equally. And I guarantee you will not have things growing out of your arms like this when you train your forearms.
My stigma.
Looks like you look like one of those snakes that swallow things and eat them. Looks like it's halfway down your throat. Okay, now we'll go on to the next exercise.
We don't smoke.
No. Next exercise is the hammer curl. And we're working our forearms. This is a curling motion, but at the same time you're working the muscles in your forearm, you're also working the muscles in your arm. And the action of the hammer curl is with your hands facing in towards your body and just lifting the weight up straight. You can also put a little trick into it and turn your hand out at the top. And this isolates the muscle better in a different way. And again, this would be done in higher repetitions. The exercises that we're showing you right now, you're not real strong in. And again, high repetitions is important to develop muscle endurance, which is one of the important things for carrying things, for all different sports, and also to develop muscle strength. And as you can see, Popeye here is doing the curl with one arm, and Trudy's doing them together. You can do them alternate. You can do them together. Doesn't really matter.
The sea hag.
Then that's okay.
A powerful punch.
Okay, now the sea hag is going to show you another exercise. And this is going to be a reverse curl with a bar for one. Okay, we'll have both of them sit down here. And this is sort of an interesting exercise because it's a combination. We're doing a reverse curl for your wrist and your forearm, and then immediately we're going into a reverse curl for our forearms and our arms. So the action is to curl the wrist up, full range of motion, and then curl the forearm up. Now that's one repetition. And again, wrist up, down, forearm up. And what we're doing here is we're working both the forearm muscles directly and the forearm and the bicep. And it's a great combination because these muscles work together again. And this is sort of a unifying exercise where you're working both of them together. And this again can be done standing or seated. Seated is more comfortable. Standing would be the same, wrist up, forearm up. And you're using a narrow grip. As you see, both Popeye and Brutus or whoever Trudy is over here, they're both using a narrow grip. Now, Popeye, I know you didn't get those developed growths of forearms from eating the green stuff.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Right here. Called one over on you, didn't I?
You know, if you hate spinach, you're a kid, and your mom's saying, eat your spinach, well, there's something you can do with it anyway.
Make sure you eat some spinach out there. That's right.
Right back with more body shaping, and we'll be training our calves next time around. Name. All right, we're going to show you some exercises right now for developing, toning, and shaping the calf muscle, which is the lower leg. It's very important to have good toned muscles in the lower leg for walking. These exercises for people who even have problem walking, whether you're arthritic or you're older or you're simply in bad shape, these exercises will strengthen and shape and firm up your muscles so that you'll have a much easier time walking, and also much better looking calves too. Okay, the first exercise we're going to do is for inversion and eversion. Pushing your feet out and in. Now notice our knees are staying immobilized. They're stable, they're fixed. If you move your feet in and out like this, you're not working your muscles in your calves. You're just moving your knees in and out. So the important thing here is to move your feet out and pull with your feet towards the outside till you feel the muscle stretching and flexing on the side here. Stretching and flexing, that makes sense. But you should really be able to feel the muscle contracting on the side. And then the same thing for inwards. And again, this exercise is very good for people who do sprinting, for runners, for tennis players, for golfers, anybody who walks or runs or needs to do a lot of change of positions on a court. This is excellent. And again, the muscles we're working are the muscles along the side of the calf. And as you bring your foot out, these muscles are flexing. As you bring them in, they're relaxing. Okay? Okay, another exercise is an exercise directly for the front of the shin. And oftentimes people who run on hard courts, aerobics instructors, aerobics students, they get horrible shin splints. And they're painful. They're painful. Track and field athletes, gymnasts, a lot of people, tennis players get this shin splint. And what we need to do is to strengthen the muscle in the front of the shin so that won't happen. So
I find that that's something people don't do often enough, is to learn to strengthen that front part of their leg.
Oh, of course, because it's so neglected.
Also, let me add this point. It's real important to work those toes also for shin splints. Okay, make sure you have strong toes. Did
Strong
you know
toes?
that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the point here, what you're trying to do is you're thinking about raising your toes all the way up to your knee and pulling. And you should really be able to feel that. You should feel the muscle contracting. You notice a lot of runners have actually muscles that jump out on the fronts of their shins, runners and tennis players. And again, that's a problem area for people who run on hard courts, for gyms that aren't padded or have the specialty floors that give. They're really harmful on your shins. Did you drop your pipe?
No, I have my pipe.
Okay. Okay, now we'll have both Popeye and Olive here demonstrate a seated calf raise. And this can be done and should be done with a block elevating the balls of your feet so that you can get a good stretch onto the calf.
Once again, you want to make sure that that weight is on the end of your knees, not on your thigh area here. Because if it is, you're going to take all the weight off of the calf. So make sure the weight's directly on top of the calf. And here we go.
And as you see, they're both getting a pre-stretch when their feet are down. This is stretching the heel cord, it's stretching the Achilles tendon, it's stretching the calf muscle, and then they are following up to a contracted position, and you can see the muscles contracted here and along the side too.
I didn't know you had those olives.
These two, I thought that was bad. But again, you want to do higher repetitions here because your calves are endurance muscles. That means that it takes a lot of hard effort to actually get them beyond the point of what you would do walking. So you need to train them hard, you need to do something different, which means you have to do either higher repetitions or a heavier weight. And what we like to stress is a higher repetition. So here what we would do is anywhere between 20 and advanced body shapers actually go up to 50 repetitions in this exercise. And again, you can't handle a lot of weight, but you get a real nice congested fatigue feeling in your calf, which is again something that is a positive, it's not negative. So if you feel congestion, you feel a tightness, and it's sort of an uncomfortable feeling, don't worry about it. That's good. Pat yourself on the back. You did good. And then you can also do what they're doing standing. Again, you can use a bar or dumbbells. You can do it with one leg, up and down. Again, you would want to have something to stabilize yourself. All right?
That's good. Also, Corey, let me add one point here. is that if you don't have a large enough block of wood, you can bring it closer into you, and that'll give you a further stretch on your Achilles tendon.
Yes, very good plan.
There you go, like so.
Try that too while you do this at home or
also do
while
that.
you're at the gym. Try this and experiment with putting your feet out, you get less stretch. Put your feet in and you get more stretch. And experiment with that so you can see the difference. Don't just listen to us, but please try it so you can feel what we're talking about. It's much easier to understand that way. Okay?
All right.
Okay, we have one more exercise for you. And we'll have the two sea hags here demonstrated.
I'm Popeye.
Sorry. Okay, this is a donkey race. And again, this is a more advanced type of exercise.
Pop on out.
My hero! And what this is working, again, is he's getting a nice pre-stretch going down, stretching the calf muscle, and then a real nice contracted position on the top. He's doing it slowly, steadily. He's not jerking or swinging or using his legs. As you see, his knees are remaining out of this exercise. You can cheat by bending way down with your knees, and you're actually using your thigh muscles, but he's not cheating. He's using all of his calf muscle. You can see him through the pants. And again, this is good exercise for shaping the calf, getting a nice diamond head in the inside of the calf so that when you wear your short skirts, your calves look really gorgeous.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Yeah. And I guess they're done. And Popeye will Mark be back with us for our one-to-one training segment.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. I'll be back in a minute. More one-to-one training.
Don't move. Stay right where you're at. Okay? Check your posture. How are you sitting? Up, you move. See, now you just straightened up again. You know, that's what we're going to be talking about today on the one-to-one segment is posture. Posture is super important. And what better person than Peter Brown here, who's been over a desk all day. He's a well-known illustrator. And Peter, is that a problem with your posture? I mean, I know when you're crunched over all the time, you know, drawing and stuff.
Yeah, because I also do stretches of 8, 10, 12 hours, you know, with just short breaks.
Yeah.
When you're leaning over your desk for long hours, then I start to get sort of a stiffness, and it's more difficult, and you can't concentrate on what you're doing
Yeah.
if you're feeling pain.
Yeah. Well, how come you're not sitting up straight then? Come on, straight posture. I'm doing the same thing. No, that's the real tendency is that people tend to just slump, especially when watching TV or, you know, we're sitting in the office like you do. But you obviously do work out.
Yeah, I try to go and do novelists about every other day. When I'm working a lot, though, I don't do quite so much.
Mhm.
Except for I do find when I work out, I get more energy, so if I need less sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would probably be good if I could get some help for working my back and working on some sort of routine when I can't go to the gym.
Well, no problem. Why don't we just go through a couple exercises then? And what we'll do is we'll work on circulating that back. Now, you always have to concentrate and focus in, though, on keeping your posture straight, keeping your shoulders back. And I mean, I have a tendency to do the same thing, and I'm sure you do out there, you know, of just kind of, you know, settling in. And it's really important to really concentrate on that. In fact, that's probably the best way of improving your posture, you know, is just, you know, controlling it and keeping it back, because you're actually using muscles and tightening up muscles.
Now, that's a difficult position to draw in. So now, what should I do when I'm actually drawing?
Well, I'll tell you what, when you're drawing, it is difficult because you do lean forward. But they do have special chairs that they use, computer chairs and whatnot, where you lock your feet under, and it's easier to lean forward, and it does keep the back straight. However, it doesn't always work, and sometimes it, you know, you have a back strain because you've been working the muscles while you're leaning forward. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few relaxation movements that you can do, a couple of stretches.
And these I can do on breaks when I'm working.
That's right, right. So here's what we're going to do to start off with. Now, to build up the muscles in the back, what we're going to do is I want you to lay down on the bench here, flat, and we're just going to do the back raise. I want you to bring your hands back here and just lean up. There you go. And down. Feel that? Up and down. This is going to help you tighten your back here, the spinal erector. And when you tighten this muscle, it helps to keep your spine in alignment. All right? Can you feel that? Okay, real good. Now, if you're advanced, and I think you're advanced, you've been working out a little bit, so what we'll do is I want you to slide forward all the way up to your pelvic bone. There you go. And I want you to put your hands on your back again, and go down, and come back up again, and tighten that back. Down. Now, this is more advanced, so the first one that you should do is you should do the beginning one where you're not leaning over the bench. Just do it on the floor or on your bed or wherever you feel comfortable doing it. And that's good. That's good. Can you feel that? Okay, when we're doing this, we're circulating the back. So how do you feel?
Good.
A little red, but
A little red, yeah.
okay. And the next one that I want to do is I want to show you a relaxation technique that you can use. Now, what you want to do is this is going to stretch out the spine. All right. You want to put your hands here on your thigh. Lean all your weight on the thigh. Right here. There you go. That's your thigh. All right. Now straighten your elbows out. Elbows. Okay. And just lean all the weight, your upper body weight, onto your hands. Okay. Just like this. Look at them. Okay. Can you feel that? Yeah. Okay. Lean forward a little bit. Lean forward. There you go. Now straighten your elbows out. Okay. And just lean all this weight onto your thigh. And you should be stretching out your spine there. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Good.
Spine.
You have to really concentrate on this one because the tendency is to hold on and try to keep things tight, but you really have to just let yourself go. Just fall forward. And that takes the pressure off the spine here. Okay? Now I'm gonna work with you a little bit more on this. And Corey will be back with more body shaping in just a moment.
Parents tell their kids to eat spinach, and usually the kids refuse because they think it tastes horrible. But actually it tastes really good, and it's a great food for you. Take this can, for example. There's 0 fat in this entire serving, about 150 calories, and if you read the ingredients, it says spinach and water. And that's one thing that you all have to learn to do is when you pick foods, read the ingredients first before you buy them.
Olive oil doesn't have to check the ingredients when she buys spinach for Popeye. This is Kit McDonald. Green vegetables have nothing bad in them to look out for. And what's especially important, as Corey mentioned, is they have no fat at all. Vegetables are an important source of vitamins such as A and C. In addition, carbohydrates provide most of the energy we use. It does not come from sources of protein such as eggs and meat. Balance is the key, both in choosing what to eat and in deciding how much exercise is right for you.
So you see that both following a proper nutritional program along with exercise is the best way to shape up. Let's review what we learned today. Wrist curls. Anchor yourself on a bench with your forearms on the tops of your bench and only your wrists and your hands hanging off the bench. Curl your wrists up without lifting your elbows up off the bench. Do this for at least 20 repetitions. Emphasize form, not the amount of weight. Seated wrist curls and reverse curl. Sit on a bench with your forearms on your thighs and your palms facing down. Reverse wrist curl your weights with only the action of your wrists. Then do a regular reverse curl, bringing the bar up to your chest. For your calves, seated eversion and inversion exercises. This exercise will strengthen your calf muscles on the sides of your legs, helping to prevent ankle injuries. This is good if you play tennis or run a lot. Seated calf raise. Raise your toes on a block, and with a weight on the ends of your thighs, lift your lower legs up and down 20 times. This will firm up your outer legs and give endurance and shape to your deep calf muscles. Donkey calf raises. This is a bit more advanced because you need a training partner. Your partner should sit low across your hips. Rise up and down on your toes on a 2 to 3 inch block 20 times or more. Your calves are very strong, so don't be afraid to work them hard. You know, as body shapers, we're concerned with proportion and symmetry of our bodies. You can't neglect any body part, whether it's your forearms or your calves or your shoulders. We have to get everything into shape. So remember, don't neglect any body part. Keep on shaping.